morning, good afternoon, good evening. The situation in South Africa for Zimbabweans and other foreign Africans is something that is a sore. It's not going to go away. And when you look at the daily videos and stories that are circulated, that's when you realize this is a serious matter. Here is a video clip, one of the latest ones, circulating on social media regarding the treatment of Zimbabweans in South Africa, by South Africans.
Kusukela kusasa sicela ukunazisa ukuthi la eclinic eThapeni uza uphethe iID yakho. If you are not a South African, sicela ukuthi uhambe uye ku private clinic. Zonke medication yonke yase South Africa is belong to South Africans. Amanesi wethu asebenza i-overtime because of kunabantu abasuka emazweni abo bezofuna free medication. Nothing for free. This is not a banana country.
Commander Moni.
Sukela kusasa sobe simela phe-gate ukuthi ukhulelwe noma
Ayifundi.
uhamba uyoteta ku-private hospital because nathi as South Africans angeke size sisifunge la eSouth Africa sabe siyoteta eZimbabwe or siyoteta eMaputo or siyoteta eMalawi. Namhlanje is the last day. Namhlanje sizo-announce ukuthi is the last day.
Then my heart bleeds when you think of any Zimbabweans who would have been in that clinic being told they have to leave.
Good day to you and good day to everybody. Thank you for joining us. It's a sad state of affairs, really. But I mean, let's look at both sides here. I think we need to exercise, fairness. For example, how many Zimbabweans are in South Africa? You have plus 3 million. Most of them are undocumented immigrants. It's obviously going to have a toll on the South African healthcare system because they are not, they're not giving anything. They're not paying taxes towards, those services. They're not, it's unfair for the South African taxpayers, to be working for others. And this is just Zimbabweans. There are a lot of immigrants, illegal immigrants in that country. And it is taking a toll. They feel it. Service delivery, they also have to stand in the queues, behind the undocumented, immigrants. It also, kind of frustrates them that, they cannot get good service, on-time service, because we are straining their healthcare. We have to look at that aspect.
Well, the tragic reality is most of those Zimbabweans who are in South Africa, they are there either as economic or political refugees. The situation in Zimbabwe cannot be denied. If you are a pregnant woman and you know that if you stay in Zimbabwe, if there should be any complications in your pregnancy, for instance, you cannot go to the local clinic or hospital in Zimbabwe because they don't even have something as basic as painkillers. A big hospitals like Pararenyatwa Hospital, Pilo Hospital do not have painkillers. One can only imagine what the small rural hospitals would. And others who are there in South Africa as economic refugees, if you fall sick, yes, you need treatment. But these are people who are living from hand to mouth. And therefore, then they cannot afford the private hospitals. So they are caught between the deep blue sea and the hard rock. Zimbabwe's problem is now visiting on those individuals. As much as we as a population, we Zimbabweans, wherever we are, be it in Zimbabwe or outside Zimbabwe, in South Africa, Botswana, wherever we are all collectively responsible for what has happened in Zimbabwe. This cartoon is based on a real situation that happened during one of the cholera outbreaks. Mapanza General Hospital in Chirenzi, they did not have the beds for the incoming patients. So they had to treat them under the tree. This is the reality of a health system that has completely collapsed. And we, Zimbabweans, cannot deny that we have played our part in Zimbabwe's economic and political collapse. And the fact that it has lasted all these years breaks my heart.
I mean, you know, a good example is recently there was a report that somebody broke their leg, and whilst they were in hospital, the hospital had no, equipment and no, you know, bandages to cast the last and the plaster to try and mend the leg. Instead, they used cardboard boxes. You would have expected maybe cardboard box would have been a first aid measure while transporting that person. But if you find, a provincial hospital using cardboard box as plaster, that is, I think that is the lowest we can get. And we know that even when we visit our hospitals, they don't have any medicine. Everybody has to go to the private pharmacies to go and buy. One time I had a pregnant relative that I took to the hospital, and the list, and within that list that they gave us for the things that they needed were candles. In this day and age, women are giving birth on candlelight. This explains why women that are dying during pregnancy giving birth are so high. There is really, poor infrastructure and poor, medical equipment. The list is endless. We saw people that are sleeping on the base of beds without a mattress, or the mattress is shot down. It's done. That is the Zimbabwean healthcare. So, If you can afford the bus fare, of course you will go to South Africa and go and try and get better, healthcare from that end than risk losing your life or risk losing that life of your loved one. But again, we are stressing or we are straining the South African healthcare system and its people who are paying towards that. It's theirs at the end of the day. We should be fighting to fix our own. And we are not doing that.
I totally agree. I think we need to seriously look into this problem of bad governance. Zimbabwe's economic and political mess, the root cause of it is 45 years of rigged elections resulting in bad governance. I've said on this platform, and I'll say it again, the right to free, fair, and credible elections is more than a right. It is the very essence of good governance. The people of Zimbabwe have known for decades now that ZANU-PF leaders are corrupt, incompetent, and they will never deliver the economic prosperity that they've been promising. The catch is they cannot remove them from office because ZANU-PF rigs the elections. They've been rigging elections for the last 45 years. I think we cannot deny that in those 45 years, we had many opportunities to end the ZANU-PF dictatorship. The most notable opportunity was during the 2008 to 2013 GNU. We wasted that opportunity. We cannot keep on pretending that we are helpless. We are not helpless. We just choose to be helpless. This situation that is happening in Zimbabwe and is spilling over into other countries like South Africa, Botswana, and so forth is totally unacceptable. We can put an end to it. And I would like to seriously appeal to every Zimbabwean out there to think about it. The situation in Zimbabwe, the economic and political mess, is a man-made problem. And I would like to believe that anything that is made by men can be put right by another man, a mere mortal. The ZANU-PF leaders are not gods. We have failed to end the dictatorship because we've not been paying attention. I honestly think it is high time that Zimbabweans pay attention. The people who are being harassed in South Africa could well be you and me, or my cousin, your uncle, my aunt. At the end of the day, the whole nation suffers. The kind of humiliation, the humiliating experience that these people are going through, much less those who are forced to leave these clinics without treatment, the suffering they're going through is damaging not only to them, but to the whole nation. When are we going to put an end to this madness? Thank you, Ben. You want to have your final remarks?
In closing, I would want to say a solution has been given. A solution is there. SADC, AU, and all other observer mission groups, they gave us recommendations to fix a broken system. So we have a starting point. We cannot keep giving an excuse to say, give us an idea, give us a way out. The way out has been given. If we don't want the way out, it does not necessarily mean it's not there. And unfortunately for Zimbabweans, they do not want the way out. They want their way, which is, which really doesn't make any sense. For example, having strategies to win rigged elections. And 25 years in, it has proven that it is impossible. But up to today, people are still gearing up for the next election. The outcome will be the same. It will be no different. We have to implement the democratic reforms that are needed to ensure that we have free, fair, and credible elections. That way, we can have accountability from those that hold these public offices. As things stand, they can do as they please once they've won an election because we have participated in it, we have endorsed it ourselves, we have given it legitimacy. So again, I say, and I've always said, if we do not have any reforms implemented, it is useless to continue doing any election. ZANU-PF will rig and win. We all know that. We may try and con ourselves and be conned to believing it, but after elections, it will soon sink that we made a big mistake. But as soon as after that, we will do the same thing. That, for me, I think, becomes the Zimbabwean problem. It becomes our disease. We can't seem to make a bold move and stick with that move. If there are no reforms, there will be no elections. And we will stand up and fight for that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ben. And thank you very much for those of you who were able to join us this afternoon. Hope you'll be able to do it again tomorrow, same time, 7 o'clock UK time and 8 o'clock Zimbabwean time. Good night.